UFC Denver wrapping up. And I apologize to anybody who had to watch the co-main and main event. Very disappointing. But the prelims were sick. Good fights. The card is cursed. We're not doing any more fights in Salt Lake City, the places that are, altitude. We're not doing that because that shit's too fluky, man. I don't like it. But anyways, I go over some good stuff, make some fantastic fights. I didn't do well on my predictions and betting, but the timestamps are in the description. And I appreciate it if you subscribe to me. I'm trying to work. I got this video up fast as fuck because I'm literally insane. But I ran about Cody Brundage in this video, and it should be a good one. So yeah. All right. First fight up, Evan Elder versus Darius Flowers. What an interesting way to start the night off. I mean, both these guys fighting on 7 days' notice. I could pretty much tell. I picked Evan Elder, by the way. I didn't even put him in my predictions video because it was such short notice, and I'd already finished, the video by then. But yeah, I picked Evan Elder to win. Darius Flowers is not too good. I should have, like I said, with all the elevation shit, it just fucks with everything, So I shouldn't have picked a decision for it, but I picked Evan Elder to win regardless. Darius Flowers thought he was like Bobby Green, bro. This dude was trying to act like Bobby Green in there, but it was funny. He's a funny guy. I mean, when he got hit in the cup and it was like he was doing like this to the crowd. He's like, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna take my time. Yeah, I like him. But yeah, Evan Elder looked good. He's a good little guy to watch out for. I mean, he's lost to Preston Parsons, which isn't too good, but I think Evan Elder's decent. I mean, he got that arm triangle. I thought he was winning the first round. It wasn't a very crazy performance. Darius Flowers isn't high level at all, pretty much. So I thought he was going to get this one done easily. The odds say so as well. And I'm not going to give this guy another fight because he's he's not on a good win streak, But nice little arm triangle submission, but a little fun fight to start it off. And yeah, not bad. And next up, Andre Petroski and Josh Fremd. Yeah, Josh Fremd got fucking dominated. Petroski's actually shown glimpses of him being a very good fighter. And, he's on a 2-fight losing streak. One was Jacob Malkoun, which was the weirdest knockout or whatever. He hit his hip and he got knocked out by that, which is fucking weird. Others to Michel Pereira. No shame there. I knew this guy was, a lot better than Fremd, and I was kind of surprised how close the odds were. Like I said, I did take a shot. I talked about my predictions video and betting tips. I took a shot on Fremd sub because I knew Andre was going to wrestle, and Fremd loves to pull guillotine. He had a couple opportunities, but Petroski was all over it, man. When I look at a guy like Josh Fremd, he's so fucking mediocre and bad. He sucks, man. You'll never probably catch me picking Josh Fremd unless it's one of those bottom middleweights like Brundage and fucking Trayshawn Gore and those guys. Brundage or Al Hassan. Those guys are all bottom of the barrel middleweights that are just terrible. And but look, Petroski looked good, man. I talked in my prediction video how he's gonna have the ability to hold him down, hold Fremd down. And he did that, racked up like fucking half an hour control time, I think. Pure dominance. Josh Fremd is a terrible fighter. Once again, I'm not going to make Andre Petroski a fight because he's on a 2. He just won. But, Andre Petroski's a guy who's pretty good. I mean, he trains with Joe Pyfer and Brennan Allen and Sean Brady, those guys in Philly. He's got a good camp over there. I can see him, maybe becoming decent in the future. Never a top 15 guy. But a guy who's probably 25 to 20. But yeah, he looked good. Dominated Fremd everywhere. I mean, he just took him down with ease. Fremd didn't even get up. I don't think he got up once. It was, pure smothering. And I got my pick right. So yeah. Montel Jackson knocks out Damon Blackshear. My dog of the week is, first one loss on dog of the week is tough. I'm 4-1 now. It's a tough sight to see. I was, very high on Damon Blackshear, but, I believe I got his odds at plus 150. He dropped to fucking what was it? he was like plus 105 by the time, this fight had started, which is crazy. I was on him so early, and, it sucks because I just feel like when everybody starts to bet on that and, they see it like, he's a really good underdog and stylistically, and then it feels like it always turns to shit. So it made me really nervous automatically, thinking, looking at Damon Blackshear and being like, yeah, this dude's going to win, because I really did think he would win. I thought, at plus 150, it looks like so deceiving, and then you see it go down and down, and you're thinking it's a good thing, but at the same time in the back of your head, you're like, dude, something bad is going to happen. And, Damon Blackshear, guys, never been finished. He got his lights put out cold, straight left. I talked about Montel Jackson. He typically looks to counter all the time, pretty much. So, when I saw that happen and how he got knocked out, I wasn't surprised. Montel Jackson doesn't push the pace a lot at all. He's not really that good of a fighter, in my opinion. No disrespect. He seems like a cool, humble guy. He is on a 5-fight win streak, and people will say that and go, oh my God, this dude's so fucking good. Like, he needs a immediate shot. You look at his resume and you kind of understand, man, this guy's, he's good, but 5-fight win streak, he hasn't fought anybody. Julio Arce is his best win. Besides, that's obviously his best win now, Damon Blackshear. But Julio Arce is his best win outside of that, and I thought he lost that fight. So, Montel Jackson's a decent fighter. I don't think he, beats anybody in the top 15, maybe besides, like, Munoz. Maybe he can beat Cruz. But other than that, I am going to make him a fight, because obviously 5-fight win streak. I mean, look, he's beating fucking Ronnie Yaya. Like, that's his most recent fight. You're on a 3-fight or a 4-fight win streak, and you fight Ronnie Yaya? Or no, he was on a 3-fight win streak, and you fight Ronnie Yaya? Bro, are you fucking kidding me? You put me in the octagon with Ronnie Yaya, and I'm putting his lights out. Like, seriously, dude. This, like, no offense, but, like, come on, man. But anyways, yeah, Montel Jackson, I think, you do a guy who's just recently moved up and is very close, and I think Vinicius Oliveira. I'd love to see that fight. Montel's not a very marketable guy. Obviously, I never know what the UFC is going to do, but I think if we're looking at Montel Jackson and Vinicius Oliveira, they're very similar in terms of where they are. And, yeah, I think Vinicius, first impressions, I think he gets this one done, but both of them are probably top 20. And, people, like I said, they're going to tell you Montel Jackson needs a top 15 fight. And I'm not with it, man. I'm not with it. It's a great finish, but he's on a 5-fight win streak too. Hasn't fought anybody. So, yeah, good win for Montel Jackson. I'm a little salty about my pick, but it is what it is. Next up, Charles Johnson and knocks out Joshua Van. Man, Van is one of my favorite fighters. First off, let me say, whoever that ref is, you need to work on your craft. That was premature. It wasn't the worst stoppage, but it was premature. Van got wobbled a little bit, but he was, obviously there. The uppercut hit him, dropped him, but, I thought it was very early. I do. Obviously, he's 22 or 23. I don't remember how old he is. He's got a ton of time to develop, I think he can definitely put on some weight. I do think he's a bit, I know he's short, but he just doesn't look as, like big. He needs to, put on maybe 10 pounds of weight. But tough, man. He was, beating Charles Johnson 20-18 up 2 rounds, I thought. He looked fantastic. Fantastic. And, Johnson kind of just came out and was like, fuck it. I get knocked out, I get finished, whatever. And I got to respect him for that. Got my pick wrong. Makes me sad, man. I really do like Van. And, seeing a stoppage like that, it's a good and a bad thing. He's 22. You don't want to let him, take too much damage. But at the same time, man, I really do. When a guy's up 20-18, I feel like you should give him a bit of a more of a chance. That was, in my eyes, premature. Good for Charles Johnson. Like I said, man, it kind of ticks me off a little bit. But it is what it is. Charles Johnson, 3-fight winning streak. You know, he at some point, I mean, he lost to O'Day Osborne, which is bad, very bad. Losing to O'Day Osborne, it sucks. You know, I don't know if there's any coming back for that, but good for Charles Johnson. I mean, as a Matt, he beat Jake Hadley, and now Van, you know, he's in a spot where he deserves a ranking. Man, I'm just so sad, man. You know, Van is one of my favorite fighters, and to see him, you know, dominate a guy like that for 2 rounds and then get, unfortunately, early stoppaged on top of, you know, getting knocked down, it's tough to see, man. You know, that shit pisses me off. It's 2 of those fights already on this card that have, you know, kind of been a little fluky to me. You know, the Montel Jackson, I just think if that, you know, one mistake, and that's what fighting is, and, you know, I can't, obviously it is what it is. But anyways, Charles Johnson, let's do Charles Johnson and Matt Schnell. You know, he deserves a ranked opponent. Let's not put this, you know, I actually like Charles Johnson. I think he's pretty cool. You know, Van's just my boy. I got to ride with him. You know, he walked out to Chief Keef, and I was like, ain't no way he's going to lose. And he was dominating, and then, you know, got clipped and dropped and early stoppaged. That ref is, I've never seen him before. He needs to watch out if I'm ever there, because I hate that stoppage, man. But it is what it is. You know, Van's an active guy. He'll get back in there and beat someone's ass. But he looked great, man. Even when Charles shot takedowns, he still looked good. You know, stuffed every single one of them. Was killing him on the feet. And then Charles just comes out, you know, guns blazing, and Van got caught. Shit happens, man. You know. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do Charles Johnson and Matt Schnell. Maybe like a featured prelim, or maybe like a, you know, something at the Apex. Like a main card Apex. But yeah, both these guys are very active, and I actually, you know, like watching Charles Johnson, because I believe he's fought 3 times this year already, which is super impressive. So got to give it up to Charles Johnson. I picked Van, and, you know, it sucks to see, but shit happens. And all right, bro, I'm done with Cody Brundage, man. I'm done with this dude, bro. This is the second time he's done this bullshit, and for some particularly odd reason, the UFC wants to put 2 Make-A-Wish Apex middleweights on the main card. What the fuck are you doing? I mean, Cody Brundage has done this shit twice. And it's ironic that both the times he's been on 2 to 3 fight losing streaks. Don't you think he's trying to hold on to his fucking roster spot? Probably. Get this dude the fuck out. Get him out. Get him out. And I hate Hassan. Fuck that guy too, bro. He's corny and weird. No. Get Brundage the fuck out. And why the fuck are these guys on the main card? Why? They're both Apex Make-A-Wish fighters that don't even deserve to be on the fucking roster. What are you doing? And Cody Brundage was on the biggest card of all time, and he was at the press conference of the biggest card of all time. Cody Brundage. Bro, this, like, I can't even take this guy. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. I don't care. Cody Brundage needs to go. He needs to go. This dude is the worst fighter on the roster and gets 2 main card opportunities. I don't give a fuck. Bro, put any, like, I'm not a big WMMA advocate at all. Put any of them on the card. They're more high level than Cody fucking Brundage. Get him out. I'm done. Get him the fuck out of the UFC. I never want to see him again. He doesn't even deserve to be the first fight on the Apex. This dude fucking sucks, and he sabotages fights. The second time he's done this shit. Did it versus Jacob Malkoun, and he does it again. Fuck this guy, bro. In front of your home fucking crowd, and you do that shit? Bro, this dude, fuck this guy, man. Fuck this guy. I'm done with him, bro. My lock of the week, first loss on lock of the week, gets choked out by Julian Erosa. Yeah, I really don't like how Christian Rodriguez came out and fought. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was very disappointed in that. I don't know what his game plan was. I'm assuming by the way he came out that he wanted to get him out really early. I don't like that, man. I hate that. I hate that, bro. And, you know, he never fights like that, man. And I'm not saying, you know, it could have, you know, he could have avoided the guillotine or whatever. But Julian, I got to give credit. Julian Erosa's guillotine is fucking disgusting. It's nasty. The way he got, like, mounted C-Rod up and got it from the bottom is unbelievable, by the way. But I just, C-Rod doesn't fight like that. And I know, Erosa's a bigger guy, and maybe that intimidated him a little bit. I don't know, man. The C-Rod that I watch doesn't do that kind of stuff. And, obviously it's on me that I, picked him for lock of the week, but I don't really count it. I'm be honest, I don't count it. Because of the issues with the elevation, I don't do that. I'm going to make a whole video on it too, bro. I'm sick of this shit. We're not doing this shit anymore. It's too fluky, man. But anyways, I think Erosa looked decent. I mean, I don't know why. I just don't get the game plan from C-Rod's team to come out and trade like that. I don't like that. And C-Rod is one of my favorite fighters. He will be one of my favorite fighters. Shit happens and setbacks happen. And, I wish he could make 35 because I think he'd be, like, obviously he's an incredible 35er. He's beaten some of the best prospects at 35. But yeah, Julian Erosa, good win for him. He's not a good fighter. He doesn't deserve a rank fight. But I think you give him a veteran matchup. I like this fight. I actually think it's one of my better ones. I think you do him versus Andre Feely. I love it. These guys haven't fought yet. Both fan-friendly styles, I would say. It would be a really fun fight and cool fight. You could put it Apex main card, or you could put it on the prelims of a pay-per-view, maybe featured prelim. I think you could do it. It's a super fun fight that probably won't go the distance, but yeah, I think you do that fight for Erosa. So yeah. Okay, next up, Ange, Loosa, and Gabriel Bonfim. These guys go the distance. Look, I want to talk about how good Gabriel Bonfim looked. I want to clap it up for Gabriel Bonfim because he looked fantastic. Really, he really looked fantastic. I mean, after coming off a loss, gassing out against Dalby, and to come fight at crazy elevation and look that good and go the distance, look, this guy really improved on himself, and he looked fantastic, bro. I can't even talk about it. It was a beautiful performance. Striking looked absolutely on point. Beautiful clinch work. I mean, this guy's got all the potential to be a top 5 fighter, and I think he will be. He's got the frame. He's got the skill set, got the power. This guy is going to be a problem. I think he's one of the best fighters, best prospects at welterweight. I've always thought of that. Thought he was, him and Michael Moraes have always been some guys that are right at the top for welterweight for me, guys that I think are going to be very, very good in the future. Obviously, I'd love to see that fight, but Moraes is booked, and I don't think he'd do that. But he couldn't get off. He got taken down a couple times, but got back up. Loosa's a big guy. He tried to pull guillotine a couple times, but Loosa doesn't really have a neck, so you can't really do that. But yeah, man, he looked fantastic. I was really impressed. I really did think it would be a tough fight for him. I thought coming off a loss where you gas out and then you got to go fight at elevation where shit's all over the place, he looked fantastic. As for what's next, let's talk about the real prospect, Gabriel Bonfim. Not Renat Fakhratinov. He's not the real prospect. Let's do that fight. Renat Fakhratinov is one of the most overrated fighters on the roster. This dude got hyped up for beating Kevin Lee, man. Renat Fakhratinov is one of the most overrated fighters on the roster. Gabriel Bonfim wipes the fucking floor with him. I mean, he kills him. Renat Fakhratinov is not good. He's coming off a win. A win versus Nicholas Dalby. Fuck that. He didn't win that fight. Everybody knows it. And look, I think, we'll see who the real prospect of 170 is, obviously, besides Moraes. The real one is Gabriel Bonfim, not Renat Fakhratinov. This dude is not that good. He gets bailed out by dropping people, and he's got decent power and good wrestling, no gas tank. His striking sucks. I just got to say, his striking sucks. But, yeah, I'd love to see this fight. I think it'd be a good scrap, but good prospect fight. If you want to consider Renat Fakhratinov a prospect, he looks like he's 40 years old. But, yeah, Bonfim if this fight happens, he's going to wipe the fucking floor with him. So, yeah. All right. On to the people's main event. Drew Dober and Gene Silva. What a fight, man. What a fight. This is what the UFC's about, man. Definitely fight of the night. Incredible, man, incredible. I had picked Drew Dober. I just thought he'd be bigger. But look, I'm a fan. I'm a very big fan. I like Gene Silva a lot. Like I said, I had him as my underdog of the week. UFC 303. He was my favorite underdog. I threw a lot on him, won a lot of money. He's a great fighter. Love watching him fight. But anyways, let's talk about Gene Silva's counter striking. I mean, good grief. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. He's so creative with it. I mean, you know, the way he can get guys to come in on you and, just a blitz. When they blitz, he baits you into blitzing. He just fucking lands some bombs, man. He's so creative with that. It's beautiful, man. Beautiful striking. Great to watch. He's a bit of a character himself. I mean, I do recall one time in the fight, I believe he was shushing Drew Dober's corner. I don't know what that was about, and I don't really know what the fuck is wrong with him, but he's a character, man. The UFC's going to love him. I do want to say this. I don't think he should stay up at lightweight. I think he needs to go to featherweight, and I'll tell you why. I know he fought just a guy like Charles Jourdain, a longer guy, but I feel like he might struggle with longer guys. Like guys who are very, very good at keeping their distance, I think he might struggle. But other than that, man, this guy is a fantastic fighter. Like I said, I think the best move to go back down to featherweight. Let's stay at featherweight, make the weight. He'll be good. I'm not worried about him, making weight. He's obviously a big featherweight, but I think he'll be okay. But yeah, he's a character, man. I love watching him fight. He's super entertaining, and Drew Dober, super entertaining. But damn, that cut. I was actually watching Bare Knuckle, and there was a cut similar to that, and Bare Knuckle let it go because it's fucking hillbilly Bare Knuckle. Of course they're going to let it go. But, yeah, I was like, once I saw that cut, I was like, ain't no way. It's not going to go. That was a very disgusting cut. Like, it could have affected him if that goes longer. It could have affected his eyesight permanently. But anyways, a fight for Gene Silva I'd like to see at featherweight. I mean, this guy's beaten Charles Jourdain and go up and beat Drew Dober like that. Maybe you don't want to say he deserves a ranked opponent, and I'm not sure at this moment if this guy is ranked. I think he is. I think Sadiq Youssef will be a fun fight and a very good test. Sadiq Youssef is coming off 2 losses now, so I don't know if the UFC will give him that fight. I think it'd be a cool fight. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, no way the UFC will give Sadiq a guy like that. But there's not really that many other people, You could do Sean Woodson, but I think that's a bad matchup for Gene Silva, a guy who's going to be able to maintain distance. And I know you can say Gene Silva is such a good striker, and I agree with you 100%. But when I look at Sean Woodson, the way he can keep his distance, he's a master at it, man. He's figured it out. I think he's a guy that would pick Gene Silva apart, so I don't know if the UFC would want to do that fight. But if they did, I think Sean Woodson would be the underdog, and money might be talking to me on that day. But anyways, I think ultimately maybe you do Youssef and maybe you do Sean Woodson, one or the other. I'd like to see. There's Caceres too. Maybe you can do him. I don't really want to watch that though. But anyways, yeah, I like to see Woodson or Youssef for me. I think that'd be a fantastic fight. So yeah. Co-main event, Muslim Salikhov and Santiago Ponzinibio. I picked Salikhov decision, got that right. It was a close fight. Thought it was terrible fight, terrible matchmaking. Dude, Muslim Salikhov looks like that turtle off of Ice Age, bro. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He is one funky-looking guy. I don't really know why this was put on the main event or co-main event at all. Makes no sense, let alone why was the fight made. Nobody cares. Just feed them to the up-and-coming guys because, yes, these guys are, highly ranked, I guess, in welterweight due to, previously they've, won some fights, but both of them are coming off losses or 2 losses maybe, and not good fighters. So I would consider it 2 losses because Morona was whooping fucking Ponzinibio's ass. But anyways, yeah, terrible fight. Terrible matchmaking. Don't know why it was a co-main event by any means. It was terrible. But yeah, not much to take away. I don't need to make him a fight either, because I don't know who the fuck Muslim Salikhov is gonna fight. They're gonna feed him to some. Just give him like fucking Hamzat, bro. Give him Hamzat. It'll be fine. We'll do that fight. Hamzat versus Muslim Salikhov. Anyways, yeah, there's not much to take away from this fight. Terrible matchmaking by Hunter and the team. But, yeah. All right, main event. Tracy Cortez and Rose Namajunas. Really exciting fight here, man. Nah, I'm joking, obviously. This should never... Sorry, man. This should never, ever be in front of a crowd, man. It truly pisses me off, and I'm sorry to the Denver fans that you had a sold-out arena in the Denver Nuggets arena, and that was the main event. I apologize, man. You know, if I was a matchmaker, that type of shit would never happen, you know what I mean? Those stay in the apex and don't leave them. But, yeah, Rose is just pretty much better than Cortez everywhere. Better footwork. She's probably one of the most skilled WMMA fighters there is. You know, I don't know what else to say. I just kind of feel bad for the Denver people, you know. Kind of makes me feel bad for them, man. I'm sorry, you know. It's tough. I sucks. But anyways, yeah, I saw Tracy Cortez point to the middle. Hey, you're not Max Holloway. Not even close. You don't even have a fucking finish in the UFC. Don't ever do that. Again, don't ever point to that fucking middle of the octagon again. Don't ever do that. I was cringing bad. And Rose in her post-fight called out for, you know, ladies BMF fight. Yeah, you get that fight. Yeah, man. Anyways, you know, yeah, that's going to be it for me today. I hope y'all boys enjoyed it, and catch y'all next one.